Number 5, learn the art of objection handling through metaphors and storytelling. It's funny that you just said that about metaphors because I was like, man, metaphors are like how you sell because
Yeah.
it like paints pictures for people and you can use metaphors, ask questions, tie it all together, and they're like, you're right, I'm being an
Mm-hmm.
idiot.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the old car salesman way of objection handling being like, again, if you pull out, if for anyone who's taken any generalist freaking coaching program, you have your script that's just like, okay, and if they say this objection, I have to say this one. And there are all these like really gross car salesman ones.
Yeah.
Just start telling stories when you're objection handling instead, and it changes.
I
Like,
remember sitting at a Nissan car dealership, my first week used car sales department, studying Grant Cardone car sales and shit. It came in like huge binders like this, you know what I mean? Like yeah, I had the app. You ever had the Grant Cardone app that has
yeah,
all
I've had it
the
all.
all that
I've,
shit?
I've even been to his events in person, and I was like, I am a 10Xer. I am the greatest person on earth.
I had to unbrainwash myself from that shit because that's not how I sell naturally. Like he doesn't sell through metaphors. He literally says, "Would you like some red fish?" And then you say yes or no.
Yeah. And I just don't like, I think that works. That works in a few different ways. If you're like literally such an authority that someone's going to be embarrassed to
Yeah,
be like, of course I'll pay you. Like, I'm a loser if I don't. Or in the case of, I don't know, I can't think of I had an idea of where else that would work.
I
Oh,
had
yeah,
an idea too. I don't think it's appropriate for this call though. Like, you know what I mean?
that's
I was
illegal.
right.
Or that was my other one. That used to work back in the 90s because it's
Yeah,
like, that was okay. Now it's like we have to get a little more creative. We have to start like if people keep hearing the same things over and over, it's just like, oh my god, it's one of these sales guys again, and they just hang up on you. It's like,
they've seen that movie. They've seen that movie. They heard that song a million times, and it's like you're just a rerun. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like just a rerun of the original. Do you have like a book of objections? Like, do you have like a list of common objections and common rebuttals? Like, how do you train that?
So for our sales team, like I have all the common objections, and there's literally only like 5 of them. It's like, okay, I need to think about it. It's I need to think about it. I don't know if I can afford that price right now. Let me talk to my cat about it.
Right.
Send me more information.
It's
And it's
literally
like,
the same five that have been the same forever in every niche, in every sales situation ever.
yeah, it never goes
Gotcha.
away. And then there's like the other common ones where in real estate is funny. Well, I'll pay you if I close a deal. How about we do that?
How do
I'm
you
gonna
deal with that? I've seen that, and that ticks me off like so bad when I hear that. How do you deal with that?
So it really depends on if it's someone who's like, again, it's based on their personality and like how the call is really like gelling. Because like my number one thing to go to if we're vibing and everything's good, I'll be like, yeah, cool. Just send me over a shareholders agreement and I'll call the accountant and call the lawyer and we'll get going on this.
Nice. You lean into it.
Oh, I lean
Oh,
right into it. And then when they're like, what? And then they're kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. Well, we're going to be business partners, aren't we? Like, if we're doing this on pay per close, like I'm funding the ad spend, you're going to be closing the deals. I got to train your sales team. Like, of course we're going to be shareholders. And then they get
right.
all weird about it. And it's like, and then the commission that you get out of that, like, that's obviously going to be like, I got to pay for ad spend. So you're probably going to get about 20% of that. Are you good with that? And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, I see what you're doing here. Nine
Reality
times
kicks in. Yeah, reality kicks like 9 times out of 10. What were you gonna say? I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's why I
That's
usually
okay.
mute myself.
I'm used to it because the people, you can't get words in with me otherwise. 9 times out of 10, people are just going to realize like, okay, you're right. That is kind of stupid. You'll get the odd guy that like really isn't business savvy that'll just keep going into it. Well, I mean, like if your service is so good, like you should just trust it. And it's like, well, my service is really good. Can you talk to me more about your sales process? Let's look at some of your numbers. Let's see what your conversion rates are. And they're like, well,
I only tried this one time like 3 years ago with a PRMG mortgage, and I had to do like a W-9 marketing consultant, and they were paying me 75 basis points on every loan I closed. it was such a bad experience. I had to get a second monitor. I had to install all kind of software and shit. Eventually, they were gonna want me to go get licensed to continue that shit. I'm like, dude, if I wanted to study, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like I'd be a nerd somewhere.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I don't want to read a book and fucking all your policies and shit. Like I don't give. I just want to run Facebook ads and like clickety clackety in the background. You know what I mean? That's all I
Right?
want to do.
Yeah, like if I wanted to be a realtor, I would be a realtor. I'm not a realtor because I didn't want to be a realtor. Shocking.
Crazy. Yeah. Why don't you just do it? What the fuck? Why don't you fix your own transmission? You know what I mean? Like, why do you have a mechanic? Why don't you do your own root canal? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, we specialize in shit. You know what I mean? You do this, I do that. What's the problem? Um,
Yeah, I never understand that one. I get that a lot. It's like, well, why don't you just become a real estate agent? So I have to dress up every day and go talk to people. I don't like people as is. Now you want me to go and actually deal with them?
Dude,
No.
I've been working from home for the past like 5 years. Like this is new to a lot of people. This shit ain't new to me. And if I gotta put pants on to do a sales presentation, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to do it. I'm not interested. Like
No.
I'm a shorts type of guy. You know what I mean? Like I want to be comfortable.